Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to talk just about having fake friends, having to build your godly relationship, how it might feel to be in a lonely season. So this one's going to be good. Go grab your popcorn, go grab your tea, coffee, whatever it is, what time of the morning, whatever, night, day, whatever. Go grab whatever you need, sit down, and let's watch together. A really good way, I was talking to a good friend the other day, and we were just driving, and we were talking about all of my childs, and we were just, not all of them, but we were just talking, and she was giving me advice, I gave her advice, all of that, and she's great. And I was talking to her, and I was saying, well, I got closer to God, so I lost these friends, and she was like, you didn't lose those friends. God showed you what kind of friends they are. So I feel like the biggest advice I would give you is you're going to probably not speak to those people anymore. But just because God has someone so much better. He has somebody so much better, so much just better for you, better for your walk with Jesus, whether what time that comes, whether you have to be in a season of loneliness to get that season of fellowship, to get that season of your friends, because I had all of these friends in 2024 and I don't know any of them anymore. They are like a completely different person. And that is not because that they've changed. That's because I've changed. And I'm seeing things that I didn't see before, or that I saw, and I was like, well, that's okay. Whether I don't agree with it or not, it's okay because I want to be your friend. I want to have your friend. And I feel like it is one of the biggest things, because I know some of you have heard that saying, who you hang out with is who you become. And that's why we want to hang out in our Bible, that's why we want to be like Jesus, we want to hang out with faith-filled friends. You do not want to surround yourself and burden yourself with other people's problems, with worldly people, because they will say some things that you will never get out of your head. They will say some very either disgusting, or they will show something, whatever it is, whether they're just cursing or something, it's in your head constantly. If you're reading the text and they curse, you're seeing them and they're talking to you and they curse, whatever, it's constantly in your head. That is what you're thinking, and you might slip up and curse yourself. And you're like, but Jesus, that is not me, that's her, that's his fault, because it's not me that's saying it, it's them, and it's just in my head. And Jesus is saying, well, you're choosing to hang out with them when I have someone so much better for you the second you choose not to hang out with them. And even if it's not a second, the point is that it doesn't matter how long it takes, but when you ditch those friends, when you get rid of them, whether it's for a month, a year, forever, it is so much better than staying with them and seeing what they make you become. Because at this point in life, you do not get to decide what you want, because everybody's opinion will matter for you. It does not even, it doesn't matter if you're like, well, I have no friends, Susanna. You don't understand. There's no one for me. You have so many friends. That's why you're saying this. You don't understand what situation I'm in. And I might not understand what situation you're in, but I know what it's like to have no friends. And I know it is 100 times better than having fake friends and having friends that will make you worse rather than build you up. I don't think when you're in the moment, you do not understand that. You think it is the end of the world because you're like, but God, or but Susanna, I have all of these friends. I don't really care if they're a bad influence. I have these people. I can post them online. I can do this. I can do that. Like, you don't understand. It's the best thing ever, even though it's not good for me. But it obviously is not good for you. And you might even not see that. But I want you to just sit with yourself. Either pause the video, just sit with yourself, think about it, and be like, well, I guess they do say some things that I don't like. I guess they are cursing. You're right. I've almost slipped up. Well, they don't like going to church. They make fun of me for that. Well, they do go to church, but they're not actually, taking notes, or they're not talking about it with me afterwards. And, I realized when we hang out, we never bring up Jesus. One of the best things, I have one friend who brings up Jesus in every conversation. And she is literally the best. I don't care how much I went through last year, you will have a friend that is worth it. You will have a godly friend, a faithful friend who will help you bring yourself closer to God. You help them. You just help each other build your relationship, their relationship with God, because iron sharpens iron. Whatever else it is, it's on the screen right now. But you guys, find that one person. Whether you're like, look, Susanna, there's nothing going around me. I can't meet anybody that's actually going to be a good Christian like you're saying. And there's nobody at my church. Girl, I've been there too. Okay, I've been there. But trust me, you will find someone. Me and my best friend were talking about how we met. And we met online, by the way. Just want to point that out. It doesn't matter if it's a physical, in your face all the time, hanging out all the time, or if it's just online. Okay? It does not matter. You will find someone. God will show you the way. So, we were talking the other day, and I'm like, how did I even meet you? And she's like, well, I don't know. We just became friends. And I was like, but I remember, our first conversation. But when I looked on our messages, we did not have what I remembered in my head. Which kind of means that was God, which was so cool to see, because we've been friends for about almost a year. And honestly, if you're actually thinking about it, if you think about having a friend that is God-filled and helps you and it's sent from God, you might not remember that first time of being their friend. You might not remember that because it was God who did it. You might not remember being like, oh, I want to be your friend, I wanted this, I wanted that, do you want to be my friend? Can I have your number? This is really awkward. You might not remember that because it was Jesus and not you. And especially, the best thing I can say about friendship and about just losing them is that you'll be so much better off without them. You are going to be so happy, and you're gonna feel so light and not dragged down with these burdens of other people, of your fake friends. And when you just let go, when you break that fake relationship, you will have so much peace. You will see God in so many different ways than you could. Because sometimes it's not the world that's blinding your eyes from seeing God. Sometimes it's not social media. Sometimes it's not your family. Sometimes it's not even the church, and it's not yourself. Sometimes it is those friends filling in stuff into your head to make you not be able to see Jesus work in your life, to make you focus on the negative rather than the positive things going on in your life. Sometimes the enemy will send you a friend who people say, this is my God-sent friend. God answered my prayers. And it was from the enemy. And they tear you down in the end. And you're like, well, what the heck, God? Because you answered my prayer, this is not how it's supposed to turn out. And I've been there too. I've been there. But when you really look at it, when you really look at the situation, you're like, God wouldn't give me a friend that did this. God wouldn't give me a friend that did that. Why am I saying that this is God's fault when I was foolish enough to fall for it? You know? And sometimes God will give you a friend that doesn't last forever. Because sometimes he gives you those friends so you can learn that you don't rely on your friends, you rely on Jesus. Okay? You don't rely on your friends because they can go away in the snap of your hand. Okay? Yeah, look. If sometimes you feel like you're drifting apart from that friend, do not text them first. If they reply and they text you and call and make sure that you're okay, that is a friend who cares for you. That is a friend God sent in your life to help you, to minister to you, okay? And sometimes they won't reply back. They don't care. They don't notice that you're gone because God sent you them for a specific time period that now you're over. You're not in that time period anymore. To the point where you're like, God, what the heck did I do to make them not like me? Like, I don't understand why I'm not likable, Jesus. And he's like, well, she wasn't meant to be your best friend until you're like in your 20s, 30s, 40s, whatever, you know? She wasn't meant to be in your life this whole time. You kept thinking, I sent you this friend, this one person or two people, whatever. I sent you this one person so you could live your life with them for the rest of your life. And now all you're doing is focusing on them. You're not even giving me thanks for that. And that's not to say that Jesus doesn't, like, he doesn't care if you say, like, if you give thanks or not. But let's be real. If somebody were to get you something, you'd be like, thank you so much, this is the best thing ever. And Jesus does that all the time. And are we thanking him? Are we giving him thanks? Every single day, you should have one thing to be thankful for. Every single day, you should have at least 5 things to be grateful for. Like, God, I'm grateful I was able to take a shower. God, I have food on my table. God, I can make these videos to help other people. God, I'm so thankful I got time with you today. Oh, for me, I served in the children's ministry today. So God, thank you for having me teach the kids today. So that was off the top of my head. It's not hard to give thanks to God. It's not. Because when you just let go, when you give thanks to God, whether that friend is there forever or not, when you give thanks to God, he will show you his mighty work. He'll show you his mighty hand. He will show you how good of a father he is. And that is not to say, well, wow, Susanna, like, I don't understand though. Because why am I going to give thanks to a God who doesn't listen to me? Why am I going to give thanks to a God who took away all my friends? And I totally understand being mad at God for those things, because it might seem like it is the end of the world, and it might seem really, 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 really bad. And trust me, it is so much better in the end. So much. Like, I had people ask me, how do I deal with fake friends? How do I deal with not having any friends when everyone around me does? How? And I just say, it is worth it. Romans 8:18, the pain you're going through cannot compare to the joy that is coming. Because Jesus has something so much better than your pain. He has something so much better that you can't even think of it right now. If you're thinking like, well, even if I got double the amount of this pain that I have, that is good. Even if I have triple the amount or whatever, if I have this much more than my pain, that's amazing. But you can't even comprehend what Jesus has for you. Like, I feel like that was one of the things that got me through everything I went through. is that Jesus, like, you can't comprehend him. You're not meant to comprehend him. But he has all of this. Everything that you look back on, you can see what Jesus walked in. So what makes you think you are not walking? He's not walking in your life right now. What makes you believe that he's not walking in your life right now? Is it because your Bible is closed? Is it because you're not praying? Is it because you're not thanking God? Is it because you're not having faithful fellowship? Like, there are so many things where it can feel like God is not moving in your life. But a quote I heard the other day, God will not scream at you to get your attention if he is right next to you that whole time. God will not try to get your attention if he is right there. You don't yell at someone when you're having a conversation to them because they're right there. That would be crazy. So why are we yelling at God when he's right in front of us? He's right here and we're yelling at. He's right here and we're yelling at God. There's like so many different things. Well, God is here and he's working in your life. And yet we refuse to say that God is with us. We refuse to say he has us in his hands because we think it is so much better to say that God's silent than to say I've been silent to God. It's so much better to say God's been distant than to say that you have been distant from God. Because in the end, you know that you're wrong. You know what you're saying is wrong. And you don't understand. But Jesus is calling for me. Like, I keep saying that he's the one that's distant from me, but he's not. He's right here. All I have to do is talk to him. He's your Father. All he wants to hear is you speak. He doesn't care if you're sad, if you're mad, if you're upset, if you're annoyed, if you're angry, if you're depressed, if you're anxious, if you're really, really frustrated at this one thing, or you're like, God, what the heck is going on? Or even if you're so happy, he doesn't care what you're feeling, because sometimes you don't know what you're feeling, but he knows what you're going through and he knows what you're feeling. So whatever emotion you feel, whenever you talk to God, he doesn't care. All he hears is his daughter, his son, talking to him. And he's like, but I love my son, I love my daughter, and they're talking to me, and this is amazing. They haven't spoke to me in ages. And all you do is go, but I'm too scared to talk to him. It's been too long. I'm ashamed of my sin. Because when you don't have these friends, you notice so much more than when you did have them. Because sometimes God will remove these people in your life to show you how good and how faithful he is. And you might be like, but Susanna, why would God remove something that I like in my life to show how good he is? That makes no sense. But in reality, when you look at it from God's perspective and not your perspective, so much different. It's so much different. He's going, but I know something that you don't. I know that in a month from now, or a year from now, or even a week or a day from now, that person is going to hurt you. That person, not good for you. You're going to fall for their traps. They're going to bring you into their sin. You might not know that, but I do. And I care for you. And I love you. And I want everything that is best for you, my child. So now, instead of going, God, why would you do that? Look at it from God's perspective. Is that he cares about us, he loves us, and he knows what is best for us. And you might go, I don't understand why God would do this. And God's going, I know you don't understand, because you're not meant to yet. you are in a season of life where you're going to keep asking God why. You're going to keep reading your Bible. You're going to keep praying and talking to God, going, why, God, why? What is this? Show me your word. Show me your love. Show me why this is happening. And that's going to bring you closer to Jesus. That's going to build your relationship with God to the point where you're thinking, if that never happened, I wouldn't be like this with God. If I never lost these fake friends, I wouldn't be able to see what God had for me right now. And that doesn't mean you'll never see what God has for you. You will, but it will take a lot longer. So we just need to obey Jesus. Obey him. Because it is truly the best decision you can make. You don't know what comes tomorrow. You don't even know if you're going to wake up tomorrow. But Jesus knows how much time you have left. Jesus knows exactly what's going to happen morning to night, minute by minute, day by day, month by month, year by year. He knows everything that is happening in your life. Whether you mess up, whether you change the plan and you're like, God, I hope I didn't mess anything up with my stupid decisions, because I've said that a lot. And he's going, Susanna, I can just remake it to work out the same way I have intended for you. Because before we were even born into this world, Jesus knew us. He knew our plan. He knew what we turn into. He knows exactly what I'm going to say right now. Like, it's so cool to think that God is such a loving Father, that he cares for us, and that he knows everything about us. He knows what we're going to do. He knows the stupid decisions we're going to make, which honestly, for me, that's comforting, knowing that God knows everything. Because that means if I mess up, he already knew that was going to happen, and he's something still so much better for me. I didn't just mess up the whole plan, because I overthink a ton. So it makes me feel so much better, and maybe it'll make you feel better listening to that. Just surround yourself. When you find those God-sent friends, God-filled friends, find somebody, whether it is online, in person, or whatever, whether you guys are long distance or short distance, whether it's friends, whether it's videos on YouTube like this where you can watch and have it fill your soul, whether it's a podcast or an audiobook or the Bible, it doesn't matter what it is. Find something that is God-related, God-filled, that teaches you the right things, where you can build your relationship with God. Surround yourself with God, because he's here. He's never leaving you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. He loves you. You are his child. He's your Father. That one of the most unbreakable bonds you can have is having a relationship with God. And sure, you might drift away a little bit. You might go, God, I don't like this. I'm backing up for a little bit. I'm sorry. But you're going to feel so much conviction in your heart. You're going to be like, God, I should have never left. You're going to be like, God, I don't want to come back, but I can't get rid of this feeling. And that feeling is the Holy Spirit telling you, come to me. Come to me. God is so good that when you think, okay, Jesus died on the cross, I understand that. Jesus did this. I know, Susanna. I don't think you understand. Jesus was scared to die on that cross, but he did it for us. And he did it because he loves us, and he wants us into his life. Like, I don't think people understand that. It's that Jesus is calling you. He died on the cross for you, so you can live with him for eternity. Not even for a few years, not even for a few months, whatever it is, forever. You will live with Jesus forever. You will be happy forever. There will be no sadness in heaven. Jesus is calling you. He's calling you. And he just wants to have a relationship with you. Please pray and fulfill and surround yourself with God. Pray you have a godly friend. Pray you can fill yourself with God. Pray you will understand the Spirit and understand what God is teaching you. Because you only have so much time in the world. You don't know how much longer you're going to live. And you might go, Susanna, that's really dramatic. I'm only like 15. I'm only 16. I'm only 20. Like, I have so much years ahead of me. Time is one of the most important things in your life. So you don't want to wait till the last minute. You don't want to wait until you're dying to go to Jesus. Build your relationship with him now. Because in the blink of an eye, you will be asking yourself, why didn't I go to God? Why did I choose to ignore all of these signs? I watched Susanna's video. Like, I didn't listen. I watched this person's video. I watched that person's video. All of these people are telling me I need to go to God. And I didn't listen. And now here I am in hell. You know? And hell is not a party. Like, I'm not going to get into that today because this video is pretty long. But hell's not a party. It's not fun. You will remember everything. Probably only the bad things. We don't know. But only the bad things that happen in your life. So choose Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. And I'm really happy to keep posting these. And it's so amazing to just share what God is filling into my heart. I love you guys so much. Have a blessed day. And I'll see you next Sunday. Bye-bye.